6'9", 45 tucked away in the gut. Ain't a killer, but don't test me. Cause if any nigga try to come and be on my family, then the cops is gonna have to arrest me. Catch me, fetch me. Niggas is wearing a bulletproof vest just to go outside. Innocent people are bystanders. Some are recording murders on their cameras or they on live. Social media got kids wanting to commit suicide. Cause everybody's getting scrutinized. Graham Sutton knows the truest lies. Got a parents need to be supervised. That's ass backwards. Bombs blowing from the terrorist attackers. Natural disasters, computer crashes, world leaders clashing, separating us in practice. Protect the elite and destroy the masses. So while I'm in the hood, it's pistols blasting. No wonder why the hood gets no compassion. We don't have no shape, form, or fashion. Feeling like Mother Earth is mismatching. So we gotta hurry up and take some action. Close your eyes and just imagine.
Little Caesars Arena.
Okay, let's see. Red stage speaker. Okay, maybe a different speaker. Oh, I think I see you. You've got, hey.
Hey, everybody out there can hear me? Black lives? Black lives? No justice?
No peace.
All right, thank y'all all for coming. I was not expecting this many people. We're trying to keep this peaceful as possible. Hopefully no problems. But if you can't be peaceful, go home somewhere else. Just leave. If anybody took any signs off the bench over there, after this is over, please return them back over there. Pastor George Wallace is about to lead us in a prayer, y'all. Bow your heads, close your eyes.
Father in heaven, we thank you for all who came out today to recognize that you have made us in your image, and that makes us brothers and sisters, and that regardless of the tone of our skin or the texture of our hair, we're one human people. And so today we stand together to declare that Black Lives Matter, and that we want justice and peace in our community. God, we recognize that we have to exercise these rights, not just in protest, but in economics, at the polls, in so many different ways. And so we pray today that all who are here would experience the blessing of togetherness, and that when we leave, we would go to work to make sure that there's justice in our community. Amen.
Amen.
So hopefully after all these protests, riots, marches are over, you might get some change around here. sorry. I'm having technical difficulties myself. It's all good, dude. It's all good. We love you, brother. Yeah, it's like a little hill right here. Wait. Would anybody like to say anything? Anybody?
I got something to say, man.
Make sure it's appropriate to the
Yeah, oh, it is, man.
Technically, they don't know you, but I know you.
Okay, man. Yeah, I just want to say, man, Black Lives Matter, and we just gotta love each other as one people under whatever you call yourself, or whatever you call your God, man. Man, it's just all good, man. It's just all good. Come on now. Let's do this.
Anybody else? Don't be scared. Everybody got a voice out there. What's up, TJ?
What up, Bill? How you doing, brother? I just got to say thank you for organizing this, doing this in our community. You know, I was out of town when the whole incident happened in West Willow, and that scared the shit out of me. So I was like, that's literally my neighborhood. Like, that's what's going on back home. And I felt helpless, like I couldn't do anything. Like, I was scared. And like me being down in the South at the time, I was freaked out. Seeing everything that was going on in the news, I was terrified. I was like, I got a 22-hour drive to get back home, and I got to hit all these states, going through all these cities, and I didn't know what was going to happen. At one point, I crossed from Jacksonville, and an alert went off, and it was like curfew in effect. And I was like, no, we're going to pull over. We're going to find a spot where we can just chill for the night. We got people with afros, dark skin in the car. We in the South, there's a curfew. Let's not get in trouble. There is no reason why I should feel that way when I'm trapped. By no means at all. The fact that when I see a police officer follow me for 2 miles on the highway behind me, and I'm terrified the entire drive. Not that I'm doing anything wrong, it's just that he can perceive that I'm doing something wrong based off of the way that I look. There's no reason I should have that fear when I'm just driving along the road, by no means. And to see the momentum that this has been going with the last week and a half, 2 weeks going on now, is amazing, and I love it. Because we can't forget that this isn't brand new. That prior to 3 weeks ago, under George Floyd's death, we still lived in a racist country. This thing still existed prior before that. We marched in Ann Arbor 3 years ago for the same thing, and it's still going on. That's the issue. The momentum dies down, and then we kind of just go along with it. We can't keep doing that. We can't keep staying silent and being like, this is okay, they'll fix it. No, there has to be change now. And you see in all these cities around the country, around the world now, how the police are treating these people. They know they're being recorded now, but they just don't care. Because they figure, you know, there's a bunch of police officers here. They won't catch me. I got a mask on, I got riot gear. There's no way, I got my badge taped, I got my camera off. No, it'll be fine. They literally have the gall right now to push elderly men down in the road for doing nothing wrong, and then leaving them there and act like they did nothing wrong. That's a big problem. That is a big problem. And if you think that immediate change is not needed, that we can do this over time, then you're wrong. Because that has shown that it has not worked thus far. It didn't work 3 years ago. It didn't work 20 years ago. It didn't work 50 years ago.
1968, man.
We have to make immediate change now. So thank you all for coming out here and showing the support of what our community actually needs and show how united our community actually be. We have people in the back with water and supplies make sure we're good. We have people who are on staff make sure that things don't cause a ruckus and that we can stay peaceful. See, we're policing ourselves. Why do these people think that they can have this ultimate power over us, life and death, when we can do that ourselves and not have to worry about killing each other? They forget that they work for us, that we pay their bills, but they continue to kill us. So again, if they're not going to protect us, then we can protect ourselves. We can remain peaceful, but we won't settle for violence against us from the people who are supposed to protect us. Thank you.
Over here, brother.
Anybody else want?
Preach it, girl, preach it. Preach it.
Hey, MC, how y'all doing? My name's Tanisha.
What's up, Tanisha?
I just got a couple of quick things to say, but let me start by saying that I am from a very small town you don't even heard of. I'm from Milford, New Hampshire, okay?
Oh, that's what's up.
Right, okay.
That's what's up.
So I just need y'all to know how much I appreciate living in Michigan now and seeing this mixed crowd, because where I'm from, I don't really get that, okay?
All colors are beautiful.
Yes, absolutely. I really want to thank everybody here who's not a black person or person of color for showing up, because that shit really matters, yo. That matters a lot. So I really appreciate seeing y'all out here with your signs, because you don't have to be here. You could be at home watching like a lot of people are. But I just wanted to ask a favor of all of my white friends out here.
What's up, what's up?
Please talk to your kids. Because as black people, I have a black daughter, I have to have the talk with her when she gets older, and I need y'all to have the talk with your kids too. Explain to them systemic racism. Explain to them their job in our society. We can't do this alone. And I really appreciate y'all coming out here and being here for us. I appreciate it. And one last thing, black men, I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? MC in the house. I was born and raised here. My name is Michael Roach, for those of you who don't know. I just want to say that this crowd is amazing. It's part of the reason why I love being here so much. I spent 10 years being in Atlanta. I did the Occupy Wall Street thing. We protested down there. We hit the streets and everything. And I never thought there would come a time where we would have to do this at home in Ypsilanti. But I realize it's not because we have to. We're doing it because we're trying to show the rest of the world that there's a difference between being human and a human being, okay? I just want to admonish you guys and tell you guys that it's great that you're out here, but just remember that the change starts with inside of yourself. If you can go ahead and work on your own personal changes, it'll fluctuate into the rest of the world, you know? And we have a good group to start with right here. So I'm just happy to see everybody. I'm happy to be out here. BLM.
What's up, guys? Sorry, I'm running out of breath. I mean, I just got off work at work. Wow. I'm honestly actually speechless right now. I mean, I just honestly don't know what to say, but I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you all to come out here to represent Black Lives Matter. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm not gonna be up here much long, so I'm gonna have to tell y'all I had to tell y'all the truth, to be honest. Y'all want to hear? Yeah. All right. On February 20, 2020, after work on Wednesdays, me and my friend I was going out to go see the movie, go see Bad Boys for Life. It's a good movie, by the way. I took the bus to go to Myers to go use the bathroom or something, and then just walk around, just not touch nothing or just look something because I think about wanting to buy an earbud, but unfortunately it's cost expensive, so I just left. So I didn't pay nothing, I didn't touch nothing, I didn't do nothing about it. I just walked away. I just left, go to the movies. Right before I walked to the movies, I see just one cop staring at me, pull me over, and then he officially told me to take my hands out of my pocket, so I did. I just kept my calm down, and one day, and then in a minute, one cop just patted me down. They just patted me down, figure out what did I do wrong, and he told me, I can't remember what he said next, but I'm gonna have to skip all that. There was another cop coming. Well, there's 3 white cops. 2 is a male and 1's a female, and they just pat me down. They just want to see my license, so I just give them my license. And the scariest part ever, the one I really hate extremely the most ever, they just handcuffed me. They handcuffed me for no reason, and I'm so scared. I'm so shocked that something is going to happen to me in which I don't want to become a bad person. All my life, I really, sorry, skip that. So they just put me in the cop car. I was having so much panic attack. I was scared and frightened because they're really gonna take me to jail, and I don't even know what is going on. And then I look at the 3 cops, and the first cop just look at my bag and see that I stole something. And before all this one, let's not forget, guys. Let's not really forget that they told me that they asked me some questions, and they really told me that did I carry a gun or a knife? I told them no. I will never in my life carry a gun. I will never in my life carry a knife. That's not what I do. Sometimes I might be a hard-headed person in my life, but I will never be a criminal. It really was not fair. It's not fair. But I'm tired of being afraid. We need a change. And I have a question with you guys. Just be really honest with me. Are these cops just doing their jobs or not? Exactly. Do you guys want to trust them? I mean, I don't care about that. I respect them. But the only thing I don't like mostly is that they harass not just me, but every black people in the city or every state. So now, it's time we make a change. We need to stand up for our people. Now before I be done, there's something I just wanted to say. 2 things. 1, we need to believe ourselves. And we need to make a change. Just like Tupac said, things will never change, but we need to change, and we need to change now. Because it's time we end this. We end the police brutality. We end the sexual harassment. We end everything. And for that, I want you guys to put your fists in the air and say, my name is Quentin Carter, and I am proud to be a black man. And repeat after me. Repeat after me. I am somebody. We are proud to be blacks, Latins, gay community, lesbians. We want to be, and even the women want to be equal. And now, I'm all done. Before I go, I want to say thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. I will never forget this. I love you. God bless you.
My name is Sierra, and I'm a mixed individual, but all I want to say is for my child and for everybody else's child out here, we need to stand together instead of fighting against each other. Protect our children and protect our people, period.
No man is an island. No man stands alone. Each man's joy is joy to me, and each man's grief is my own. So I will defend each man as my brother and each man as my friend.
I love you, brother. I love you.
I am so happy to see the crowd in my city, Ypsilanti. I am a resident of Ypsilanti, and I will not stand by and let see nothing go wrong in my city without me saying something about it. I tell all of you, I tell people all the time, if you see something, say something. Because if you don't say nothing, nothing is going to get done. It's going to be taken as if I think they're satisfied, they're not saying nothing. But I'm happy to see you all in my city today. I think back when I got out of college in 1986, my degree is in criminal justice. And for 3 whole years, I did not get no monetary gain under my degree. Because I was knocking on the doors, going into places, telling my sisters and my brothers the do's and the don'ts and the can'ts and the won'ts. And some of them took heed. Some of them took heed. We saw some changes in Ypsilanti, but there are more changes that needs to happen. Black Lives Matter. Yes, Black Lives Matter. And I commend the group that's bringing Black Lives to Matter to fruition. But it happened on a sad note. When police started beating up black boys, killing black girls, tell the truth. And then we decided that Black Lives Matter. And they do. But black lives are not going to matter holistically until the economical situation gets on a playing field. It will really matter then. No man, no woman should be treated unequal, unfair in these United States of America. I hear a lot of people tell me, I'm not coming to the march, Tucson, but I'm going to the poll. Yeah. You've been going to the poll ever since you could vote, and you're still suffering the same thing. Going to the polls without whites ain't no count. It ain't no good. You can have all kinds of faith. You can have faith that you tell that building over there to get up and move. But you know what? If he ain't got no faith, your whites are dead. So let's don't put faith there and don't put no weights there. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. I'm old Southern boy. Born in the state of Alabama. And I was surrounded by a whole lot of Southern folks, sharecroppers. But thanks be to God, I never was a sharecropper. I was born on my granddaddy's plantation.
What up?
And I never had no problem. But I'm gonna share with you something real quick and I'm gone. There's an old sharecropper that worked for his master years after years after years. And every time settlement time came, he had nothing coming. He said, well, you know, John, you work good all year and you done things right, but you don't have nothing coming. Maybe next year you'll have something. It went on and went on. So John came into the big house and he saw his master and his wife sitting down at the table eating food that he had planted, that he had harvested, but he couldn't eat it. And he lived out in the barn. These are the words he said to his slave master. How many more years must I let you dog me round? How many more years must I let you dog me round? Oh, before I let you do it anymore, boss. I'd rather be dead 6 foot in the ground. And you know what? Let me tell y'all something. His wife, she was a white woman. And she sat there and she picked it up. You know what she said? She said, Stanley, you know, you can't run this farm without John. Yeah, Stanley, you know, you can't run this farm without John. All the years he's been with you, you ain't brought him nothing but harm. That old John, old Stanley, he got a little bit of tug then. This is what she told him. She said, I'm going in the room. I'm going to pack up all my clothes. His wife get ready to leave him. I'm going in the room. Stanley, I'm going to pack up all my clothes. I want you to see. I'm going out and find John. I'm going to find him wherever he be. You see what? Old Stanley, he lost his wife because she knew he was doing wrong. And she wouldn't put up with it. That's why I tell black folks, everywhere I go, I don't care if it's in Michigan, New York, Minnesota, Alabama, Chicago, anywhere I go, there has nothing been done for black folks without white folks getting involved. It ain't nothing been done for white folks without black folks getting involved. So I'm going to go on now. I'm glad y'all at my city. I'm glad y'all in my city. I'm glad you in my city. There has been a lot of things with policemen that has gone on in my city. And I fought against it. And if it comes back again, I will fight against it all over again.
We're working on the microphone. Let's go.
How everybody doing out here today? You doing good? This is a beautiful sight to see out here, okay? This is a beautiful sight. Power in numbers, strength in numbers. That's what you need to create real change. Strength in numbers, and that's what we got today. I appreciate the old Zoo brother, wherever he just went to, for sharing what he had to share, but something that I want to make sure that is said today is if you want real systemic, long-term change, you need to get to that poll, okay? You need to get out there and vote. The reason why we in the situation we're in now is because people ain't voting. People ain't out here voting. Get to that poll. Talk to your politicians, okay? Tell them what you want. Because they have to hear you. Because if they don't want to hear you, they're not going back. Because we the power. We the people. Black Lives Matter. We all matter. We all matter. I'll leave it at this. When you really think about what tomorrow looks like for our society, for our world, what tomorrow looks like, the only way that you're going to be able to really change all of this is through the policies. It's through the words that's on the paper. Because without that, you ain't got nothing. This is what we got right here, right now. Walking in the streets, marching in the streets, protesting in the streets. Get to the table, get to the polls, vote, vote, vote. Thank you.
Peace, peace. Good day to everybody. I know I wish we came together on a better note, but we came together. You know, this is why I see progress. What we need is to make this progress go lasting, right? So tomorrow, the day after that, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to give some solutions. I'm here to say what we should do when we come together, right? Invite y'all out to do more in the community. You know, if y'all have a skill, a service, donate an hour of your service a year at least, you know, to the community and educate the children. Right now, all the schools are closed down, you know, so we do have a Black Lives Matter movement, but we need a Children Life Matter movement, you know. We need a whole bunch of Life Matter movements. I had an argument yesterday. It wasn't really an argument, because I tell people, if you're the only one arguing, then you're the only one arguing. But so I let them have their argument of all lives matter, but I made a point, right? All lives do matter to all black people. But black people is the only people in the whole world who all lives matter to, as a whole race, right? And so that's why we say Black Lives Matter, because until the rest of the world say Black Lives Matter, all lives do not matter. Y'all must understand that. We must get off the chain of ignorance. There's a very big ignorance going on that y'all are letting go on. You just take a step back from what you've been taught, reteach yourself, right? You need to re-educate your mind and get out of the program that you've been under your whole life. Because as we see that it has been a system that has been depressing our neighbors, depressing the whole community, right? And so we want to give some time to say a prayer to all the brothers and sisters that's locked up through wrongful conventions, all right? Reach out to them brothers and sisters. We have a jail full of brothers and sisters that have been treated wrong, right? Put a thought into that. You know, all these businesses over here, they all been closed down for 3 or 4 months. Give a donation to your favorite business. You have a black store on every corner over here. You have restaurants on every corner over here. You have multiracial. You have a Guatemalan restaurant. I've been going to them all through the pandemic. I support my community. I went and ate some beezies today. I support my community. It's not about race. It's about us supporting each other. You know, that's what you're going to do tomorrow. You're going to take those couple of dollars and say, hey, instead of ordering something online, let me order something in my neighborhood, right? And then y'all gonna share your skills the same way and say, hey, I understand y'all don't get the right schooling and the right information in our community. Let me take a second to have a conversation with you. I'm talking to all y'all white people out here. Y'all see these black people around y'all? They haven't had a conversation with white people this year like that. Y'all need to talk to them and share your resources. That is the biggest form of racism, is silence. You don't talk and share the resources and regurgitate another system of oppression and those people being left out, right? And so we know that there's not a group of white people going to the black neighborhood to meet those black people that don't have the information. Go to the neighborhood. Stop saying, hey, come to our building, come to our church, come to our school and get supplies. Go to the neighborhood. Go to the people. Peace.
Peace. When I say people power, you say power to the people.
Power to the people.
People power. Power to the people. People power. Power to the people. People power. Power to the people. It's a great day to be in Ypsilanti. It's such a historic place to be. I would be remiss if I didn't use notes. I want to be first to tell you, I mean no harm. I mean no harm. I mean no offense. I mean no offense. This outrage that you feel is a certain amount of energy. It's going to well up. It's going to swell up. What is it going to do? What kind of lessons are we going to learn? What are we talking about here? We're talking about enough. Well, first I want to give an honor to George Floyd, to Aubrey, to the families of Sandra Bland, to all the unnamed, and I want to talk about all the activists from Drum, from the Black Alliance, from Black Lives Matter, from Pony Down, from Miko Williams to Yusuf Shakur, all of the activists that stood in this place before you hundreds of years. Give them a round of applause. That's why you are here. There is a path that you are walking on, and you must honor it. Frederick Douglass was in this very spot. Enough has happened to the point where we need to make some assessments. And when we're talking about assessments, of course, some people gonna take blame. Some people gonna say my fault. Like if I crash my brother's car, my bad. I take accountability, it's my fault. But we're talking about the deductible. We're talking about accountability and the cost of subjugation. That's what we're talking about. Who knows how much it costs to suppress us? That's what we're talking about, right? And while you're out here, since the organizing and the mission has been going on, in this very crowd, we have agents. Yeah, I see you. We have other potential agendas. I see you. We have to learn how to research what's going on. This hasn't been the first time, and I pray to God that it is the last. But will you be here next week? I do want to say, being a lifelong advocate of human and women's rights, I am very appalled at this country that women haven't got the rights they needed and they can't get $1 after they birthed humanity. I thought they would have $1 by now. They only birthed all of humanity, and you probably thought we would have our freedom right now too. You probably thought so. What's taking so long? We shall overcome. When? When? Someday? It's today! And I want to tell you something, since you all talking about, this is the biggest movement for civil rights in the known world. However, I am standing here with bronze level rights, meaning I got civil rights. Some people out here have human rights and divine rights. So thank you for celebrating my bronze level existence. But I can't really be excited until we celebrate human rights. Are you with me? There's a question I got. I got a question. The fact that, and no offense to anybody out here, you might know I was a coach, or I'm a councilman, or a teacher, and all that, but I took my hat off. I don't have no hat. But I got a question.
Come on now.
The fact that we had to get permits, people had to get routes, and the police the only one getting paid here. And the fact that some of you say, we want to overthrow the government, wrong. Some people say that. Some people say, we want to replace the government. Some people say, we want the government to do as it should. But let me tell some of you people, we are a stolen people from a stolen land in a place where they received their liberation by revolutionary means. And you gonna tell me that you gonna peaceful protest for your liberation? But they know, but you know, there's no other way to do it because of where we are. So I got 3 things to say to you and I'm out. When I say people power, you say power to the people. People power. Power to the people. People power. Power to the people. People power. Power to the people. These are the 3 things that we can do and I'm out. Number 1. People who don't look like me, simply just create a space of our humanity on your own terms. Do that for us. On your own terms, create a peaceful space for humanity for us on your own terms. Secondly, be okay when we create a space for our humanity on our own terms. Let's be okay with that. And lastly, I'm talking to you scholars, you educated people. No one has made an appeal based on the Universal Declaration of Independence to the United Nations for our humanity. So you smart people, the 3rd thing I want you to do is find some research. Find a way to accuse the accusers, the systems, and when we're talking about police, let's talk about some of you doing your job, like joining the police advisory, the police oversight board, like you guys getting a better look at how they do the practices and protocols. If you're unsatisfied, that's something you can do, yeah? And my final statement to some of you, I'm not speaking to all of you, I'm speaking to some of you. And I just want to thank every organizer out here, every activist, every person out here under the sound of my voice who's here doing the work. Can the descendants, I don't even know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel about that. All right, all I say is this. Can we receive what some people's forefathers have taken, stolen, misinterpreted? Is it our local, state, county, and federal present day? Are we strong enough to get the access and acceptability we've been desiring and most likely been deserving of all along? Thank you very much. Power to the people.
How you guys doing? This is my first protest. I don't see anybody here that I recognize. But I think I understand why every single individual is here. It's because we represent our state. Yeah. So when you see a city that's poisoned by its own government, you know that it's wrong. And Michigans, we will say that we do not stand for that. What do we stand for? Justice. When we see a woman beaten by the police out of anger, we know that it's wrong. Ain't nobody I see in my immediate vicinity that think it's right, is it? No. Do we know that it's wrong? I want to hear you say that it's wrong. It's wrong. Where are you from? Some of y'all are from Detroit. You're outside of you're from Michigan. And what do you represent? Your state. So when somebody in another state is violently beaten or strangled by the police, we know it's wrong. So we will say, that is not justice. We want justice. No justice, no peace. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Okay, hi guys. I know my voice is a little bit sweeter than everybody else's, but I'll try my best. So my name is Ayana. I'm 21 years old. Hi. I was born and raised here, and I'm not gonna lie. I went to Lincoln, so I didn't really, growing up, I saw it on the news, but Trayvon Martin was actually the first time that I really saw that it was actually for real a problem. I heard it, but not really in school, because like I said, I went to Lincoln, so it was predominantly white growing up. So like I'm saying, about 2 weeks ago was the first time that I actually had my first experience where it actually hit me. I couldn't figure out why. What could we have done so bad that people are being beaten, people are being killed, and things like that? So I was kind of like doing research and looking online and things like that, and seeing the amount of people and the amount of police brutality just going on in the community, and seeing that it was way more than what I was actually exposed to was actually really triggering. I cried and I cried because I couldn't understand why this was happening right now, why this was happening. So I began to think, I have a 1-year-old son, a black son. I have a dad, I have an uncle, he's actually over there. I have an uncle, I have sisters, I have friends, I have a black community. And the thought that it could be one of you or me at any given time scared the hell out of me, like, honestly. So, like I said, I cried, and then I really realized, like, what am I crying for? Instead of crying, I need to get up and do something. So, like we're doing today, I decided to start my own protest. I'm not here to promote it, so. But I decided to start my own protest, and it definitely showed me why I love living in this community. Watching all of you, whether it's white, black, Hispanic, being out here, honestly, it's really touching because it's more than just police brutality. We want equal rights, we want justice, we want peace, and all of that. So I just came up here to say something small, nothing long, nothing crazy. Honestly wanted to say, like somebody had said before, my biggest concern is I really need you guys, especially the younger generation. It is finally the time that we are outnumbering the baby boomers. I really need you guys to get out there and vote. I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but my community has a problem. The fact that I watched you guys, all of us, I watched my community stand in line for a chicken sandwich, but the polls were I walked straight into the polls, is a problem. You can't tell me that you want change if you're not trying to be the change. That's just how I feel. I keep hearing people say that, well, our vote don't matter, my vote doesn't matter. If every person here said their vote doesn't matter, you mean to tell me that it wouldn't make an impact if every single person voted? Exactly my point. So, come November, not even just the presidential elections, that's one thing that you guys have to understand. It's not just the presidential elections. Vote local. Thank you. I need you to vote local. I need you to vote for Congress. And instead of just voting, I need you to do your research and research who you're voting about. You can't say you want change. Not voting is basically putting your life and your rights and everything else into somebody else's hands. And as you can see, that's not working. So, instead of just coming to protest, it's great that we're doing this. I'm going to need you to exercise your rights because our ancestors didn't do what they did for us to vote for us to not vote. It's not fair. So, that's all that I have to say. Just please get out and vote locally. Get out and vote for the president. Because as y'all see, Trump need to get out of office. This ain't working. That's all I have to say.
If y'all need water or anything, we got water on the north side of the street under the white tent. We got water back here in the courtyard. Feel free to get some. It's hot out. Don't dehydrate.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isaiah White. I reside in Detroit. And I just got a few things I want to say. First of all, I would like to change the narrative on our history. Black history is not oppression. Black history is not slavery. Those are disruptions in our history. Slavery and oppression. We were kings, we were queens, we were warriors. Matter of fact, I'm invited out here by Queen. When you leave this, this protest, when you leave here, Go back into your community and love one another. That's it. Spread love, and if it's not love, take it out.
Hey everybody, how are y'all out there? Y'all doing good? I'm glad to see this crowd looking the way it's looking. I am Shatina, this is my husband Daniel. We are the recipients of that beating that you saw Washtenaw County Sheriff distribute. And he is the recipient of that tasering. I just want to say, because you've seen the video, I have not. I lived it, I don't remember it all. I want you to let your legislation know that it's not okay, because it goes even until you being stopped. Anytime the policy enforcers get behind you, they cause you to have a flood of emotions and hormones. That's not good for your body, and I'm trying not to get emotional up here, but law, them stopping you is bigger than just a ticket. Because what they're doing is they are, even if they don't beat you or tase you, they are harming you on the inside. You are releasing hormones, you're making yourself susceptible to disease when you are afraid and when you are when you're being harassed. It causes harm. It causes harm to your body. It causes harm to your mind. That's a mental scarring that you may never recover from. I don't know what will happen to us as far as this atrocity that has happened to us. I am trying my best to push it down so that I don't relive it in my mind over and over, because it just makes me angry. Because I know that I'm not the only person that this has happened to, and this is not the first time that this has actually happened to me. It's not okay. It's not okay. And I want y'all to make sure that you let them know that it's not okay. And as the other speakers have said, we have to keep them accountable. We have to keep our Congress people accountable. If they're going to continue to allow these laws, these statutes and codes to go on without fixing them, then they have to go. They have to go. There's a lot that I wanted to say today. I'm kind of in my emotions right now because the love out here, this is beautiful. When I just got here like 5 minutes ago and traveling up here, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And I want this to continue. I hate seeing people bicker back and forth. I hate seeing violence. I feel like everybody should get along. I know I'm living in a dream world, but this is beautiful. I would love to see this all the time. When people come together like this, what you're saying is, I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. And that's how the world should be. I live by a motto. And my motto is, Black Lives Matter. I treat others as I would have them treat me. I do unto those as I would have them to do unto me. And if everybody lived that way, including the law enforcement, we wouldn't have what some say is police brutality, but it's really domestic terrorism. Yes. Those things witness this if they're being held. First of all, if they thought as a human, if they treated everybody as they wanted them to treat them, then we wouldn't have this. But unfortunately, they don't. So I'm gonna yield the floor. I just want y'all to keep this going, keep it peaceful. It's beautiful. I love you all. Love you, thank you. And I don't know if we thank anyone that has supported us. We want to just say thank you, because
Love you.
And we love you. I yield the floor.
Anybody else got anything they want to say before we start marching?
Good afternoon, everybody. To reiterate what the previous speaker said, this is such a beautiful act of human solidarity. We've come together despite our phenotypes. We may look different, but our DNA does not describe who we are as people. I don't want my colleagues, my fellow Black African Americans, to walk out, take a stroll, go to the park, have a seat at Starbucks in fear to be criticized by the color of their skin. It's ridiculous. The world has its lens on you, America. For the last 400 years, you've oppressed people of color, not only Blacks, Asians, Mexicans, Hispanics. Come on. We are tired. Enough is enough. We are witnessing the death of our Black brothers and sisters by the hand of oppression. We can no longer be silent about the blatant corruption in modern society. America, own up to your failures. We need to end racism everywhere. It doesn't start with just Black Lives Matter. All lives matter, correct. Human lives matter. Do we not understand? We are killing our planet. If our planet cannot sustain human life, what are we? We are mobilizing our police force. We are spending billions of dollars to support and mobilize police, while our nurses and first responders are in garbage bags and reusing masks to protect themselves from COVID-19. Defund the police. We ended slavery over 200 years ago, yet we still fund the very institution that is the epitome of manhunting people of color. We are doing this out of pure ignorance. We are blind to our actions. And we will not stop our revolution until the walls that build these racial microcosms are torn down and we stop oppressing people due to their ethnicity. We are humans. We are humans. We need to educate ourselves. And especially now. We are at home all the time. We are cooped up. We're fed up. Black history has been removed from America's archives. Our ignorance is cancerous and has poisoned the soul of America. Why don't we educate our sons and daughters about the valiant African-American heroes that helped establish this country? Harriet Tubman, Booker T. Washington, Sojourner Truth, Jackie Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Ruth Ellington, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Thurgood Marshall, Barack Obama. It goes on and on. I've been in Michigan my whole life. I've been born in Ypsilanti. I'm 25 years old. I went to Lincoln as well. I did not experience much oppression, even though it was a predominantly white school. But I understand that this is based on my fortunate life to be born to a loving and supporting family. But there are people and children in the ghetto that don't get the support that they need to get a proper education, to get the food, to support a healthy lifestyle. They don't have mentorship, they don't have parents We're being incarcerated wrongfully. Millions of black people in prisons. We need to vote, people. Michigan, August 4th, the primaries. Get out there and vote. We need to put righteous leaders in front of us, people who know the difference between right and wrong. It's clear as day, people. Why do we keep making the same mistakes? Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Stina Webster. I'm an Ann Arbor native. I feel like it is my duty to use my cis and straight passing privilege to recommend, or that we recognize Black trans women today, explicitly, loudly, lovingly. So I recognize that it is Pride Month, and it sounds like the consensus is that white people are choosing to give up pride to focus on the Black Lives Matter movement, which is awesome. I don't know about anybody else. The same way I wake up and cannot take off my brown skin, I cannot turn off my queerness. Okay? While we are making a point to recognize that all Black lives matter, let's do just that and include all Black lives. There's a video that's been circulating. If you haven't seen it, protect yourself. I understand. I have not watched it totally. There's a young Black trans woman, Ayana, who was recently attacked by a group of roughly 20 to 30 people. And what is most heartbreaking about that is that if you watch the video, you can see that majority of the people are Black men. So I'd like to also discuss for our community, toxic masculinity, transphobia, and homophobia are literally a deadly combination. Come on. Black trans women are murdered at the highest rate almost out of any demographic, and very often by the hands of people that look like me, and that's disgusting. So while white people use your privilege to talk on all Black lives, this comes back directly to the Black community that we need to do better to acknowledge, protect, and love our Black trans women. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. Black trans women matter. All Black lives matter. Thank you.
I'm not going to be long. I just wanted to say a couple words and make some connections. 1619. That is the year that we, as a people, were brought over against our will. Slavery. That means that we, as a people, were forced to work. In some cases, women be raped against their will. Reconstruction was supposed to be the time that we were able to be 100% citizens. But that did not last long because Reconstruction ended up being taken back. Through Jim Crow. Jim Crow allowed for basically to make sure that African Americans and people of color that had made gains, when people say, you need to do it on your own, that's exactly what they did in Black Wall Street. They did it on their own.
Yes, they did.
And then it got taken back and destroyed and burned.
Mount Brown, Mississippi. Yes. Black town taken back.
The civil rights movement started because three people that were trying to come and help the civil rights movement got hanged and chased by the police. It started because of 4 little girls who were just going to a church in order to basically go to Sunday school, and the church got bombed. Moving on here, if you do not know the name of Maddie Dorsey, she would be proud of you standing here today. Ms. Dorsey was a former councilwoman in the city of Ypsilanti and was a fighter and an activist. Know that name. Say that name. She would be proud of all the people here today. years old when my mother was working in order to get the children on the south side a bus from the south side to the high school. Because of people, and some people not liking that, it was Miss Dorsey that fought for my mother when she got pulled out of her car and beat by the police. I remember that to this day.
What the fuck?
When we talk about lives mattering, when we talk about Black lives and people of color, we have to remember that a struggle has been going on for over 400 years.
Yes.
In order to be accepted,
Yes.
in order to be respected, in order to be, for women to be able to be respected. We have to do better. We must do better. We are all, if you do not know, are from one area, and that is basically Africa. We all descend from Africa. We are one people. For what happened to George Floyd, we need not to happen again. We have to stand up against oppression. We have to stand up against racism. We have to stand up against privilege, because we as a people are better, and we must stand together to be better. Thank you.
Yo, how y'all doing today, man? My name's Johnny. So I'm standing in front of all of y'all clearly as a white man of privilege. Not to speak with you about my privilege, but to speak with you about my experience. I, in my life, have been through the justice system. What we are now fighting is racism by the system. I have been in and out of jail since I was a teenager, in and out of the juvenile system, into my adult life, through the jail system, through the prison system. I know for a fact that myself as a white male, being through the prison system, being through the reform, I am completely privileged. I have watched many of my black brothers and sisters do 1/10 of the crimes, 1/10 of the violence, 1/10 of the hate that I've done in my life, and experience 10 times the backlash. I'm here today to tell you that what we are fighting for is the truth. It starts with us. I'm standing in front of 800 beautiful, not people of different races, but people of different colors, and it's fucking amazing. Thank you guys for being here today. It starts with us in the community. I'm a very active member of the community. I'm a local musician. I work with people of every shape, size, and color through peace and love. It starts with us. If you want to build, we need to build here. Start with our city. This is Ypsi. We're fighting for Ypsi right now. It starts here. We need to work together, bring this community together to start with the adolescents first. It's time to rechange the conditioning of us as a people to stand together, because the way we are trained, when I was in 3rd grade, I learned what racism was. That's why racism is real. So we need to condition the youth to better come together as a community, because it's time to make the change. I'm so proud to be here with you guys. I'm so proud of every single one of you for standing up for what you believe in. Keep up the good fight. Black Lives Matter. I believe, as they said, no justice, no peace. Fuck the racist police. No justice, no peace. Fuck the racist police. Thank you guys.
Good morning, good evening. My name is Phil Tinkle. I was in my neighborhood and I heard about the rally going on, because see, there's people like us that stand in our neighborhood because we know we're going to get harassed. So my neighbors say, come out and support this, and I roll downtown and see all this. I ain't come for fair speech, but thank you for caring.
All right, everybody, get your water, whatever you need, we about to march. Hey, anybody got extra masks around here? Make sure everybody got one. I don't know how this is possible, but a lot of people want us to stay 6 feet apart, so make sure you stay 6 feet apart from people.